What's cracking, baseball fans? Welcome to the channel today. So you're probably quarantined in your house or your apartment right now. You're out of toilet paper, you're out of paper towels, you've eaten all the canned ravioli you can eat, but there is some baseball news, and it's kind of a big one. Jeff Passan is reporting that Noah Synergaard will need Tommy John surgery. Now, this is huge news for the Mets. The Mets this year were, as always, every single year, the Mets look great on paper, but this was a year where I really think the Mets were ready to take a step forward and make it back to the playoffs. With Noah Synergaard, that rotation was looking nasty. You had Jacob deGrom, Syndergaard, Marcus Stroman, Rick Porcello, Steven Matz. They just signed Michael Wacha as well. They had a lot of depth in that rotation, and I think they were absolutely primed to make a run at not only the NL East, but absolutely go for a wild card spot. But without Noah Synergaard, this is going to be very interesting for the Mets. So the question is, do I think this hurts the Mets' chances at competing for a playoff spot? Well, that depends. Last year, Syndergaard did have a pretty decent season. He went 10-8 with an ERA just above a 4. So, I mean, according to last year, you're not going to be losing a lot, I would say. Those are pretty middle-of-the-road stats, but just the experience and the veteran leadership that Syndergaard has, and he still has really good stuff, that is definitely a blow for the rotation. However, I don't think the Mets are in too much danger. Of course, it's going to hurt to lose Noah Synergaard. I mean, hey, the guy throws hard, he has good stuff. It's never going to be easy losing a guy like that. In case you forgot, they still have Jacob deGrom, who just won a Cy Young last year, and the Mets also made that huge trade for Marcus Stroman at last year's trade deadline, and that trade right now is looking huge for the Mets. If they hadn't done that trade, the Mets would be in some trouble. So they still have deGrom, they still have Stroman as the 1-2 in that rotation. I think with those two, the Mets are going to be fine. However, with the addition of Rick Porcello and Michael Wacha in the offseason, I think the Mets might be able to do enough to replace Syndergaard. Of course, Rick Porcello did have a really garbage year for the Red Sox last year, but this was a guy that won a Cy Young a few years ago. He eats innings, and I think moving to the National League is going to be good for him. He's getting away from the designated hitter. I think Rick Porcello is going to have a bounce-back year, and you can count on him to give you some innings. And as for Wacha, this is a solid guy to have on your pitching staff. He has experience. He has decent stuff still. He's going to give you effectiveness. I think those two coming in was huge for the Mets. In the end, I still think the Mets will compete. I still think they're going to go very hard for a wild card spot, and I still think they're going to get one of those wild card spots. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. How do you think the Mets will do this year? Do you think they will struggle without Noah Synergaard? If you liked today's video, leave me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a thumbs down. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.